Welcome to Had6 channel. In this video, we will look into unwise. 14 adjectives with similar meanings will be reviewed in example sentences. Let's get started. Unwise, which means foolish. Number 1. Inadvisable, which means unwise. Inadvisable. For example, it would be inadvisable to involve more than one architect. Number 2. Impolitic, which means unwise. Impolitic. For example, it would be impolitic not to make amends with this man. Number 3. Irresponsible, which means of a person, attitude, or action not showing a proper sense of responsibility. Irresponsible. For example, it would have been irresponsible just to drive on. Number 4. Incautious, which means of a person or an action heedless of potential problems or risks. Incautious. For example, he blames incautious borrowing during the boom. Number 5. Foolhardy, which means recklessly bold or rash. Foolhardy. For example, it would be foolhardy to go into the scheme without support. Number 6. While, which means used to emphasize the extent of something, especially something negative. While. For example, losing the final was a while blow. Number 7. Foolish, which means lacking good sense or judgment. Foolish. For example, he was foolish enough to confide in her. Number 8. Ill-judged, which means unwise. Ill-judged. For example, an ill-judged decision. Number 9. Injudicious, which means unwise. Injudicious. For example, he will probably pay dearly for his injudicious comments. Number 10. Indiscreet, which means having, showing, or proceeding from too great a readiness to reveal things that should remain private or secret. Indiscreet. For example, they have been embarrassed by indiscreet friends. Number 11. Imprudent, which means rash. Imprudent. For example, the banks were imprudent in making the loans. Number 12. Thoughtless. Which means without consideration of the possible consequences. Thoughtless. For example, to think a few minutes of thoughtless pleasure could end in this. Number 13. Reckless. Which means heedless of danger or the consequences of one's actions. Reckless. For example, you mustn't be so reckless. Number 14. Silly. Which means having or showing a lack of common sense or judgment. Silly. For example, that was a silly thing to do. If you have better examples in mind, please share them in the comment section below. It is now the time to hit the subscribe button.